everybody, Hans Herc here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm with a very special guest, a friend who I've worked with many years ago on the TV show Animal Kingdom. She's a production assistant and a third area AD. Please welcome Kelsey Vachon. Kelsey,
Hello.
So good to have you, and holy cow, we're freaking neighbors.
Come to find out. That's
Yes.
very exciting, actually.
She was out for a walk, and I was playing with little Dallas out in the yard.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, the little boy, Dallas. It's not our kid, but yeah, and I was like, holy cow. Kelsey, Hans, and here we are. We are making an interview. So, Kelsey, what have you been up to? We worked on Animal Kingdom a long time ago as you were a production assistant, and you put up with our crazy shenanigans to the second team. Now, what got you started to be a production assistant and wanting to be an AD? Was there any inspiration a long time ago, or I'd love to hear it. What's up?
I actually thought about this, and I think I got into being a PA because I kind of knew what it was. Not necessarily like the job tasks or responsibilities, but I knew it was a thing. And I knew it was a thing that I didn't have to build a resume for, and I didn't know how to build a resume. So that's how I got into PAing.
All right.
I didn't need a resume.
There you go. And did you get the jobs through people that you knew?
I started out in Craigslist and not Indeed. Whatever other job seeker sites that were out there other than Craigslist. I just started looking up entertainment things, and I was like writer, like producer, typing that in because I could have totally been a producer. And PA came up. PA kept coming up, and I didn't need work experience or however many years in the field to do it. And so I applied, and I got the job as it was a PA, but it was an office PA job, and I did so well that they upped me to associate production office supervisor. No big deal. Still didn't get paid because it was like volunteering. But that's how I got in. That's how I met someone who eventually became my roommate when the first girl, because this is all within the first 6 months I was out here. When our third roommate decided to move out, he moved in and he got me onto an actual paying show, which was Up All Night, just day playing. And since I'd come from a waitressing background at that point, I was really good at taking food orders, so they liked me.
So you were a waitress as
I was
well?
a waitress. I was waitressing before because I didn't have a car at that point. So getting around to all these volunteer gigs through bus and public transit was near impossible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a car out here.
Yeah, well, especially when you have to get to set at like 5 a.m. and buses don't start running until 6.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, yeah, and those all-night calls where you get wrapped at 4 in the morning. It's like, how am I going to get home?
How are you going to get home? Because it was not during the time of Uber.
Yeah, now you have Uber.
Uber.
Yeah, Uber. You have Uber now. And that's how I started doing PA work as well. I looked on Craigslist and found gigs on there and casting assistant gigs. So
nice.
That is the go-to place. But there is a lot of sketchy stuff on.
There's so much sketchy stuff. You really have to filter through them.
Oh, yeah. Very scary stuff.
I mean, the stuff that I landed on, wasn't that much better, but it at least wasn't, threatening to my safety.
Yeah.
Until I had to take a bus from downtown at 40. But
oh, boy. How did you get on Animal Kingdom?
Animal Kingdom, I knew Gary and John Greenway.
Okay.
From Ray Donovan.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so I knew them from Ray Donovan after, it was season 2, I think, that I met them. But yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
She has a lot of crazy experiences with that show, with the second team. She knows what we're up to.
I like the Instagram page, to be honest. It makes me very happy.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the latest? Have you seen the latest?
Which one's latest?
The latest video that we posted?
Uh-uh.
With, it was Jumpsuit Friday, and Brad went up to Luke, and Luke's kind of like, didn't want anything to do with the evening. He was just kind of alone, and Brad went up, and there's these Velcro things on his jumpsuit, and he started making like a beat, and then Kevin comes up, and he starts going like this, and Luke takes his hoodie and pushes his hoodie in so his face is hiding. Luke was just over. It was almost midnight when this was happening, so it was a very late night.
He was probably so over it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a long night.
Did you make a good tune though?
What's that?
Did you make a good tune?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'll show you the video.
Okay.
It's really funny. And then we do this Peekaboo Friday thing where like I do a boomerang, I stand here, and then everybody pops out from behind me. It's kind of weird because you don't see anybody behind me at all, and then all of a sudden all these people just magically appear behind me. So that's our Friday night tradition now, is Peekaboo Friday.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's nice to have a tradition.
No, and Oceanside, that was a lot of fun too, going on Oceanside.
Oh man, was it crazy? It always is.
Yeah, but I mean, when we went down there, it was crazy, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, having to race for just racing the sun and having to do all of those little parts just wherever we could.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, does it show the actual beach in behind it? Perfect. Let's shoot
Yep.
it. Yeah. Man, do you remember when I think it was Sean, it was like some scene where they're driving out in a boat and like Sean had to get in the water and it was actually cold that night and the water was freezing?
Yeah. Is it when he was disposing of somebody?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was not there. I was sound asleep in my hotel room.
Lucky.
Yeah, that was crazy times in there. I really had fun, and now we just have 2 more trips to go. So,
I know.
Do you have any like with stories? Do you have any funny base camp stories, or you don't have to mention any names of stuff that happened with people that were involved, but do you have any funny stories or stuff that like, oh, I learned a lesson from that today, being
Funny
a PA?
stories? Not so much. Funny stories. No,
Or even
it's all been
drama.
traumatizing.
Really?
Not
Oh,
really.
no.
I mean, there's just always so much drama. I mean, when you're working with people that closely for that long, you know, one little thing from someone that you don't necessarily vibe with is gonna just set you off for the rest of the day. I remember, honestly, one of my biggest lessons was how much paperwork happens in base camp, because that was before digital, so we had all of the start works and all the contracts, and when we had those double days we needed 2 people running base. And you know, when you have 2 people running base, it's really hard to know what's actually happening, whose doors got knocked on, who's going to who already asked to get somebody else to go to hair and then come out, or are they using the restroom and then coming? It's all these things, and so you can't really get bogged down by paperwork. So it's like me and Michaela, we had a plan where it was like, I'm just gonna run base camp, and then you're gonna run paper base camp. I'm gonna give you all the paper things. Anyone who ever needs to do anything, they just come to you, and then I'll just knock and shuffle people around. That day I did like 10 miles in base camp, and it was just that small parking lot.
In Oceanside?
In Oceanside, just that small parking lot.
The one by the school? Baseball field?
The original first one, which was just
Oh,
off
the
that
hotel.
main strip, which
By the
is
hotel.
right next to the hotel.
Oh, 10
It
miles?
was like 10 miles.
Oh my
And it was all
God.
within, you know, the 11 hours that we have of daylight.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot. Do you ever feel like a lot of pressure when you do that kind of work too?
It depends on who your boss is and how hard they're pressing you. I mean, yes, because I always want to like do a good job and make sure they're there and have, you know, they're not waiting on me, especially when I could have done something to make it so that they aren't waiting. But now that I've transitioned into ADing is just so much more stressful, because you're the one making those decisions and pulling those triggers and offering those schedule change ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And as a PA, all that responsibility doesn't fall on your shoulders. You're just being told kind of what to do. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like a personal best.
Oh man.
Yeah. It was crazy. Oh man, the first time I ever did base camp, it was my first staff gig, and this was on Ray Donovan season 1. And so this guy Adam, who's now a first at Goldberg's, he was running base camp, and you know, there was one day we had a double up day, and with the Michaela story, we had like 3 units going that day, by the way. So
Michaela.
anyway, so I asked him, I go, hey Adam, like, you know, like, what am I, like, because I've seen him do base camp. I know he puts, like, the sides in the trailers, and I know, like, he, like, brings people hair and makeup, but other than that, I wasn't really sure what else there was. And so, instead of, I was like, hey Adam, what are base camp things, like, I'm supposed to help you tomorrow. And he goes, oh, we'll just talk tomorrow, and, like, I'll just let you know what to do. I'm like, okay. And so tomorrow comes, it is, like, 4 in the morning. It's not 4, but it was like really early in the morning, sun before he came up. And come to find out, I'm running base camp alone today with the 2 units, with John Voight and Liev and like all these people who can't be like invited too early, or else like they won't like it, you know?
Yeah, you have to invite them when you are 100% ready.
Yeah, like don't waste their time. And so I was running base camp alone because Adam got food poisoning that night when he went to dinner with his wife. And so I was all alone. I hadn't done it before. Like, hair and makeup are really nice and everything, but like there was one time I forgot to invite them up. There was a time that I forgot to invite the teacher to set, which is a big no-no, because if you have child cast, you can't go anywhere without the damn studio teacher. Totally forgot. She came and she goes, what's going on? And I go, oh, like, they went up an hour ago. Luckily, it was just, like, part of stage, but she forgave me because I was practically crying.
Oh, no.
No one wants to fuck up that bad.
Yeah.
But that was a big no-no.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So now, there's an ED who told me, just before that, he goes, you know, every time I invite an actor, I just go ahead and invite any sort of hair and makeup. I do hair and makeup first, go to the actor, go and tell hair and makeup again. And he does it for every single actor's door, just in case they may have possibly maybe slipped back. And I was like, that's a good way to cover your ass. And he goes, that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
So that was the lesson learned.
Yeah, get the routine down, then you're good to go.
Yeah.
I know we deal with that on Animal Kingdom too, and sometimes when the actors come up early, they're like, are we not ready yet? What's going on? And we all know who was really interesting to deal with over there. The Big E.
Yellen Barkin is what I want to call her right now. Just Yellen Barkin. I think she's just a little misunderstood, having come from the 80s and like all that shit. But she was something else. I was told when I walk her to set, it doesn't matter if someone has a hot cup of water that is walking next to her, you stiff arm them, you make sure she's able to go safely past. You tell her if a sprinkler's going off in like a yard, you cross the street. Like, I had to make sure. I had to overact a little bit.
Oh, man.
With her walking to and from set. Even finding a place for her to hang out that was suitable was tough.
Yeah, it's like, I'll go sit over there, enjoy your balance break, some Sargento, and we'll get you in a little bit.
Yeah. She did not like that. I mean, and then you have, Sean Hannessy sitting in the middle of the fish guts down in Oceanside. I had to move his chair. I asked him if I was like, do you want me to move your chair outside? Like, I have it over here. This is the only place that doesn't smell as bad because, I hate the smell of fish. And he's in there, like, doing the fish guts and everything. And he goes, no, it's fine. And I'm just like, oh, you're making my life so much easier. I was like, you're so nice. You're so nice. Ellen, man. Heater, AC unit, umbrella, flashlights. If I was in charge of those lights that you put up around, like the safety lights that you put up around paths and everything, that would have also been my job. Is there a dog in here? I don't like dogs. Is there a cat in here? I don't like cats. I see fur over here. I had to make sure everything was clean. It was a lot.
Man, God bless you for dealing with that.
At least I wasn't in base camp.
Oh,
Is she ready yet? She step into touches? You step into touches? No. How long are touches are going to take? An hour and a half? It's like,
no.
It wasn't an hour and a half. It was like an hour. But, by the time she decided to go into touches and also step out, it would have been at least an hour and a half. Meantime, we're ready.
Making that overtime, Ellen. Thank you.
We are ready.
And then I think she went home one time without telling anybody.
Oh, yeah. I felt really bad for the AD who flew in and missed his, kids' recital or something. Or, maybe his wife's play. whenever he flew in to direct that specific scene, and she was like, nah.
And she went home?
She went home. She just up and left. I had an actor do that the other day, actually.
Uh-oh.
He's a nice guy. Yeah. Just a little dramatic. But yeah, I don't know what it is with actors who just leave set.
So what do you, in that situation, what do you have to do? Do you go tell the higher-ups, yeah, they're gone?
Basically, yeah. Well, first, I mean, not having a bunch of experience on that end of things and having to, like, try and call them back. One, I would try and have the second call. If they're ignoring, you try and reach out to their assistant or vice versa, assistant and then them. And then you immediately call, like, the UPM, the line producer, and all of these other people who help with the schedule and help liaison with big actors and their managers. And if you can't get them back, you can't get them back. And so then you just think, what else can we shoot? Is it a waste? And you just try and just kind of... It's time versus availability with everything else. Because, I mean, say you have, like Ellen left, but say you have actors like 2 and 3 left. Like, okay, what scenes do we have with 2 and 3? It's like, are we out or are we on stage? Can we pull something that was on stage, but then, you know, maybe the set isn't ready yet, or maybe they haven't finished painting it, or, you know, just the little things like that.
Yeah.
It's something to keep track of.
It is.
That's why we have call sheets.
That's why we have call sheets, that's right. Alright, so we've had a lot of interesting stories from Oceanside. The first season we were all down there at the same hotel at the Best Western.
The same hotel, which they knew was a mistake right after that first season. Because not only did we all get along so well, we were getting peeled. So letting off some 45 minutes of steam at night, like after you get a little dinner, it was fun as shit. And I specifically remember one night, everyone going down to, I think it was like, not the mess hall. It's not the mess hall.
The breakfast hall.
The breakfast hall.
Yeah.
Going down to the breakfast hall. It was like after everything was already closed. For some reason, Locations was like, I can get us in. So they got us into the breakfast hall. They're like, we just want to have like a place to get together, you know, that isn't right next to the pool. Gets us in. We got Sound, who's like plugging in their speakers. They're doing DJ shit. You got Crafty. You got the Crafty boys like sitting up. Like everyone's got like everyone's bringing handles with this, cases of beer, doing this, and like, laying everything out. And then you got Crafty by the juice machine. He's like, yeah, we need mixers. So they figure out how to like do the juice machine, and we're getting mixers. We're like, here you go. You're like, what is that, vodka? Here, you want some cranberry? Here you go. It was like, we wrecked that place. We ended up getting kicked out, but, man, it was you know what? People in the movie industry can really do anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember the next day coming down and seeing a big caution tape thing on the door to the breakfast hall, and it wasn't open.
I don't remember that, but I remember them taking it away.
Yeah, and then the fire pit, they would turn the fire pit off on us, too, because everybody would sit out.
Oh.
But you know what? That's what happens when you don't give people wrap parties, and everything closes so damn early down there.
You need a place to unwind that isn't the strip club that shares the parking lot with the Best Western.
I know, the Purple Church. You know
Is that what it's called?
The Purple, they call it the Purple Church.
Purple Church.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Purple Church. I don't know if it's open now.
I don't know if it's open now. Let's go up to my room on the second story, the top floor, and see what's going on in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, see like lights going on. They're like, no, they're still open.
Yeah, that's the Purple Church. That's where everybody would go. But everything closes so damn early down there, and I mean that's what's going to happen when you don't really have much to offer. People are going to get together and drink and have fun and unwind. You know.
They did try and make it harder the next couple of seasons. They split us up.
They did.
Into all different hotels.
Yep. Best Western, Marriott, Wyndham, Comfort Inn and Suites, Holiday Inn.
Nuh-uh. All of them?
Yeah.
All of them.
Now we're in all of them.
They probably put just 5 people in each one. But, like, which ones they probably have a modern? They're like, which people don't like to talk to each other? Okay, well, let's put all of them in the Best Western. Okay.
That's right. The Bestie Westie.
Bestie Westie.
Yeah, the Bestie Westie. Get those free cookies in the lobby. Get your points. Rack them up. Hopefully that's where we're staying on this next trip down, which is next week. We're going down next week.
So fun.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But other than that, I really had fun shooting down there. It was a good time.
It's good. I mean, it's so hot down there when you get going. every once in a while. But it's so pretty, and just the smell of the air is a lot nicer than LA.
Yeah.
It makes going to work pretty easy.
It does.
Out in all those places. All the places that you're not really allowed to go.
Yeah. That's another story for later. Other places that you're not allowed to go.
Oh yeah, I was trying to think of some the other day because people on dating apps ask me, like, what's a cool place that you've gone to, and I can't think of half of them. Except for like the storage unit. It was like the shipping container lot, the one that's underneath the bridge. Do you remember that? Where it was like all those giant shipping containers. I don't know if it was in Oceanside or if it was just down near Long Beach.
It's probably down near Long Beach. That sounds like a Long Beach thing.
Yeah, but that was cool. Never be able to get to one of those unless I was getting kidnapped or something.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I think those things are used.
For the child trafficking?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that lately. So.
Have you?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
The Evergreen ship. Remember the big giant ship that was caught in the Suez Canal?
Yeah.
And it says Evergreen on the side?
Yeah?
A lot of those containers apparently had, people. They're not going to tell you that on the news, but that's...
Why wouldn't they tell you that on the news? Why wouldn't you want me to know about that?
That's stuff I've
crazy.
been hearing about on, like military operations. They rescued people, and that's an easy way. I've seen videos of these containers opened up, and there's chairs all lined in them where people can sit down, and there's like a curtain for a bathroom.
So wait, is this a bad trafficking shipping container?
Yes, this is a bad
one. Not like a, hey, we just rescued you, we're going to save some money, we're not buying you flights.
No, this is bad.
Right
This is bad. They're shipping people over from China and things like that. And it was actually predicted in a show, I think it was Dexter. Dexter did an episode where he's walking where all these shipping containers are, and funny enough, the shipping container says Evergreen on the side.
No.
And a guy comes in, he opens it up, and there's, children inside these containers. So that was the whole thing about remember the ship that was trapped in the Suez Canal?
Yeah.
Something was done deliberately for the ship. The ship's controls were hijacked through a satellite, and that's how it was able to get caught in the Suez Canal. Because if you look at the pattern it was driving in, it drove in a really interesting pattern that was not something a captain should be doing.
Right.
And they think that a satellite hijacked the communication system, and it drove it to where it went sideways. And that's where they were able to, all right, let's go in there and see what's in there. So that's what I've read and heard about, but yeah,
I didn't know that.
it's scary.
I did not know that.
And now the Suez Canal thing has become a joke. Like if trucks are stuck in a certain area, it's like, hey, you're doing the Suez Canal thing.
You're doing the Suez Canal. That'll wear out soon, hopefully.
Oh yeah,
That joke's a 15 minutes of famer.
Do you remember the CVS truck too? Every Friday night, the CVS truck would beep for 3 hours behind the Cody house.
Dude, it wasn't even... Okay, speaking of that, it was not even every night. It was every day, all day, anytime a grocery store would have a delivery, it would just back it up, and it would be down this tiny little aisle that we share a fence with, this, $1 million set house that has working water, not working bathroom, not plumbing, just water, and lights and everything, and you just hear the beeping for minutes at a time, and it would happen dozens of times a day. And then with actors who get about a squirrel in the tree, you can't film anything because then they just get too pissed off that people are ruining their takes.
Yeah, I remember one actor kept on hearing the beeping and dude, can that guy back up the truck? Why is he having problems? Because you hear him stop, go forward, and then he start moving back again. So that was...
That's like amateur delivery drivers.
Yeah.
When you're beep, 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 and then you're have to fix it, and you have to go back again. It's like someone who's going into a parallel parking spot and having to back up 20 times to do it.
That's what we
Let's just
experienced.
try this again.
But it's a big semi-truck, that's the problem. So.
Our guys kept being blamed, too. They're like, is it transpo? Is it transpo? We're like, no, it's not transpo.
It's not our guys.
We're on the lot.
Our guys actually offered to go help that truck driver park the truck. I remember that. They're like, do we need to go over there and help him? Because it was 3 hours one night, nonstop, and the actors were getting really pissed off. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I can't imagine sound, too, being like, well, do we want to make it through this day, or should I try and do my job better? Because it's a toss-up at this
Yeah.
point.
That's crazy.
You have to learn when to give up. That's the trick of making it in this business. Just know when to give up. Just battles, not the war.
Yeah.
Just little ones here and there.
That's right. And how long have you been in the industry?
Since like 2013.
2015?
Almost 10 years. Not almost 10 years. Like 8.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I've been in third area for about 4, I think.
Well, let's hope you advance. Let's do it.
I know. I need commercial gigs.
Yeah.
I need commercial gigs, and then I'll be able to be a second.
Right on.
Be able to help point those background in the scene. You know? Be calling you guys in. Hey guys, we're second team.
Second team's right here. Thank you for your efforts. First team's here. See you later.
You drop a smoke bomb. We're like, I did it.
That's right. And then we just magically disappear. So, anybody, this is kind of like the conclusion.
Okay.
Do you have any advice that you'd like to give to anyone that's interested in becoming an AD or PA? You can
Yes.
tell to the camera. Any advice that you would like to give to anybody that's aspiring to do any of this, given the film industry?
For one, make sure you have, if you want to do scheduling and you're good with dealing with people, no matter who they are, what their attitudes are like, or what job position they are, then that's for you, because it has a lot of people managing and a lot of democracy, even when you want to rip the person's head off, and a lot of patience. So I think if you just keep being patient, keep saying you want to do things, and then the people who like you and remember you will be able to help you out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well said. And don't burn bridges.
Don't burn bridges. I mean, so, you gotta weigh your options on that, but a lot of the times you really want to punch the person in the face, and really all you gotta do is hang up the phone call and just be cool.
Be cool.
Just be cool.
Right on, Kelsey. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
Coming to our humble abode.
Yes! I
Anytime
love it.
the mini bar is open. If you have a long day on set and you need a drink, it's right over there. Help yourself.
I'm knocking on your door.
Yeah, help yourself. Lisa will pour you a glass of wine. So, yeah, thank you for coming out. And if you're new to the channel, you gotta subscribe. Hit the notification button below somewhere. Down here. It's down here somewhere.
Have you found it?
Yeah.
Is it here? Is it here?
It's down here somewhere. Or my face in a new video could be right here on my hands. I don't know. But please subscribe for more interviews, more content coming up. This is Hans Herky and Kelsey signing out.